Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world, and welcome to another LFC Transfer News Show for you guys this evening. We do have some more news, even though there isn't supposed to be news on a Friday anyway, but of course we do have news about Benfica making an approach for Harry Wilson, and our Liverpool looking to give more players brand new contract extensions after, of course, the likes of Adrian and Kelleher as well yesterday. So, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, as well, if you're new to the Cop Council, then please hit that subscribe button. 9 away now from 500 subs, so if we can get there, be very much appreciated as always. But let's get into the comments. Helen's in saying, "Evening, Con. I'm going to try this multitasking lark." Lol. Yeah, I do apologize. Dave is live right now. So sorry for that, but we did say we were going to go live at 8. Helen, I hope you're well. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much, Helen. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day as well. Hi, Connor, says Doug. Shay is in saying evening, good evening all. Arthur's in saying hi, Connor and Helen. Doug says I have renewed my fantasy Premier League, Connor, and if you want to make a team, join the league automatically. Yeah, of course we'll be doing that as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I will keep up to date with it this time round than I did last season. Because to be fair, I think for understandable reasons, I did kind of abandon the fantasy football league. To be fair, but hopefully we'll get back into it. Of course. With this season anyway, but jumping straight into the news then, and as you can see on your screen, of course Mr. James Pierce yet again bringing more transfer news for us lovely lot. And as you can see, but they full story, Benfica have made an official approach to sign Harry Wilson, but internal talks have broken down. Due to the €15 million asking price, LFC expect them to come back in. Brentford and West Brom have also registered their interest. Now, what was interesting as well, if you actually go on to read on, and you look at other reports as well, I think Neil Jones as well did say that they are expecting to have Benfica come back in and have another go. Reportedly they're meant to be looking around £13 million, which for 13 million quid, would you take that? I absolutely would. At the moment, Harry Wilson's his price tag has been, it's gone up and down, hasn't it, throughout the years? And last season was very close to joining Burnley, up until Burnley did unfortunately pull out at the last minute, due to their whole problem with their owners, and getting new ones in and that. So that was unfortunate. But for me, I think £13 million would be brilliant to have off anyone realistically, because again it falls to that category where Marco Grujic, Harry Wilson, and others, they've just been staying around for so long at Liverpool, and it is time for them to go, because they're not going to get into the first team. Jurgen's not going to use them for rotation or anything like that. And I think it is about time that we start getting rid of the deadwood at Liverpool. And I think if we can get 13 million, either if it's Benfica, Brentford, or anyone else, for me, I think Harry Wilson it will be gone for sure. But of course, I don't think anything will get concreted down until after the Euros, in my opinion anyway. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Rusty is in saying hi on Twitch. Yep, we are live on Twitch as well. If you guys don't know, we are live on Twitch, twitch.tv/the Cop Council. If you guys want to follow us over there, then please go and do so. What else do we have? Helen says Watts, we are hoping with regarding 15 Harry Wilson, 15-20 million or less. I think it's 15 and less, if I'm being awfully honest with you, Helen. Yes though, Carter, I've been asleep since 4 p.m, you lazy B-word. No, hello Ben, hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. Saying, who do you think is the best player in Liverpool Football Club? Virgil van Dijk. I'm not gonna lie, world's best defender for me anyway. Not sure seem a low ball offer, says Mark. I would take 13 million for Harry, says Arthur. Helen says hi to Ben as well. Ben saying hello back. Arthur saying hi to Mark. Jade is in as well, saying hi Connor, hi chat. And then Arthur saying I am good, mate. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on Harry Wilson, because it is a weird one, isn't it? Because I think many of us want, we want to get the best valuation for him. I know that Cardiff, I think, were also interested in making, the signing permanent, where he was last season. But it is going to be interesting who does get him, because I think if, a couple of years ago, I think if Bournemouth had stayed in the Premier League, I think Bournemouth would have snatched him up. But unfortunately, they got relegated and could not keep him due to, of course, them revamping their squad, and they practically could not afford it. So it will be telling, who will get him. It's the same, like I said, with the likes of Marco Grujic. It's getting those types of players, and Shaqiri and Origi, the 15, 20 million pound, players. It's time to get rid of them, in my opinion, because it will build up and that, and then of course you got players that we're looking at, like Isaac and Malin, and all this other bits and pieces. And I think, of course, we need to sell people before we can buy. But for me, I just think that that's what is going to happen. And 13 million, I could see a couple of people saying that they think it's a bit cheap. I think 13 to 15 million, I think it's about right for Harry Wilson, in my opinion. Just followed on Twitch. Thank you, Mark. Arthur says, "Hiya, Jade. I hope you're having a fantastic day." I don't know much about football, but I do play it for fun. To be fair, well, we can teach you about Liverpool, Rusty, to be fair. 13 million seems fair. Also getting his wages off the book as well. Exactly, Shay. It is exactly about that. Cedric's saying hi all. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Cedric and Jade saying hi to Cedric as well. But it is interesting, isn't it? Because I don't think, where James Pearce has said, but there was an initial bid, and then, Ajax have, seemed to be pulled out for the time being. But it looks like they're going to come back in as well. If we can quickly get as well Neil Jones's tweet, because Neil Jones did also tweet about this as well, saying of Benfica among clubs cashing or chasing Harry Wilson this summer have made an official approach, although they are yet to get close to LFC's valuation, around £12 million. Brentford and West Brom also keen. Liverpool want permanent deal, not loan, which is very, very interesting. We go down as well, you can see the article right there as well that Neil Jones did as well for goal. So it is interesting. Liverpool want to get rid of him. It's the fact that, it's like I said, he's not going to be a first team player. It looks like he's not going to be a rotation player. So it's time to go. To quote Claude there, it is time to go for Harry Wilson. And for me, Benfica would be a weird one, because you don't normally see those types of signings. A young English, a Welsh player, sorry, not English, he's Welsh. A young, Welsh player go out abroad. You normally see him going, Brentford and West Brom being mentioned there. I think if it's more or less, I think Brentford would go for him. Of course, newly promoted to the Premier League. Harry Wilson, plenty of Premier League experience for, Liverpool, Bournemouth, I think even Cardiff. Did he have a loan spell at Cardiff as well in the Prem? I know he had it on the Championship anyway, but there's plenty of Prem experience there, and I think for sure, he's definitely going to, improve that Brentford squad without a shadow of a doubt, in my personal opinion anyway. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because it is a very, very interesting topic anyway. But moving on then to our next story, and it is kind of an interesting story, this, because it did originally come from the transfer saga about midfielders, and it was in the title as well of the video for you guys tonight. And as you can hopefully see on your screen right now, there is a certain Florian Neuhaus. But as as we read on, Liverpool are looking to replace Gini Wijnaldum in the summer transfer window this summer with Basuma and Florian Neuhaus emerging as top targets. But the Reds have other priorities right now, according to a report. The Express quoted Fabrizio Romano as telling us on his Here We Go podcast, there is no rush on Liverpool, and there are reports about Basuma, but nothing is going on. And the same with Neuhaus. Liverpool want the right opportunity in their hunt for the new Wijnaldum. At the moment, there is nothing advanced. Their priority is sorting out new contracts for Alisson Becker and Virgil van Dijk. They are working on Fabinho's deal. They want to extend the contracts of Alisson and Van Dijk as soon as possible. Now, I think the interesting name there is certainly Fabinho, because, of course, last January, Fabinho did get mentioned towards Real Madrid, and the Real Madrid rumours haven't completely gone away, but they are circling there, and they are there as well. So, of course, they'll be looking for a Casemiro replacement sooner rather than later. Of course, with, him aging, what is he now, 36, 35, Casemiro, Fabinho, going into his prime of his career. And certainly from what we've seen last season, if it wasn't for Mo Salah, I think for many of us, it was Fabinho for, player of the season anyway. And as we saw, look what he was like in that number 6 role, so important for Liverpool in midfield. Of course, obviously can play centre back, but, we saw crucially how important he is in the 6, going towards the latter stages of the league campaign anyway. And for me, it's a must. We must get Fabinho down. Ali and Virg, I think pretty much that they're going to sign new deals. I think Virgil, 1000% is going to sign a new deal. Same with Ali as well. Both of them love the club, and I'm pretty sure the club loves them as well. From what they've done, winning Champions League, Premier League, blah blah blah. And that is, for me, it's a good sign, because, of course, like we just said about Harry Wilson, it's also good that we are tying down, key players. We don't want, a Phil Coutinho like getting tapped up by, Barcelona. Like I said about Fabinho and Real Madrid, we don't want that. It's good as well. Also, as well, if we can get Mo Salah down as well to a new deal, that would be fantastic as well. Which, I know a lot of people, they want Mo to, definitely get that new contract sorted, before, the likes of PSG or even Real Madrid come in for him. But it will be interesting anyway. And of course, as soon as the deals are done, we will bring them to you, no matter what. If Wilson goes to Porto, what will we do with Grujic? Keep him or send him on loan again? Jade, it's not Porto. I'm sorry if I have said Porto. It's Benfica that he's going. That's been linked, not Porto. Porto are not even being mentioned in the story. It's Benfica. Arthur, I think Brentford would be a good move for him and their style of play. Yep, I would agree. Imagine him crossing in balls for Tony, every single second of the game. That would be a lethal partnership, I think, because Harry Wilson's set pieces very, very good in my opinion anyway. But I hope you're well, Connors. It's 1892 Reds podcast. I'm doing fantastic, mate. Hopefully you're on a fantastic day yourself. 1892 Reds podcast as well, with the thumbs up. But there was one other story as well that I wanted to mention, that we did mention yesterday, as well, as you can see on screen right now, fingers crossed. And that was, of course, Donnymarlon. Now, Sky Sports in Holland are now reporting the same thing as Sky Sports Germany was reporting yesterday, about Liverpool looking like that they could go in for him and preparing to open talks with the Dutch international. And it's very interesting and very linking to, of course, Jadon Sancho going to Manchester United. It looks to be nailed on now that Jadon Sancho will become a Manchester United player at the end of the summer transfer window. Excuse me. And reports anyway, and even Fabrizio Romano did say today on, I believe it was 442 podcast, he did say that both Liverpool and Borussia Dortmund are very, very interested in Donnymarlon's this summer, and the rumored price tag is around 25-30 million, which, if we sell, say Grujic and Wilson for both 15 million, there's your money right there. For Marlon as well, of course. And, if we do get, more transfers, through the summer, of course, with Neuhaus, as we saw in our last report, Neuhaus, Basuma still getting linked to Liverpool, even though me personally, I would much prefer Neuhaus over Basuma. I think that would be Liverpool's way to go, in my personal opinion. I don't think Basuma, I say Basuma couldn't do it, but I was wrong about Gini Wijnaldum. I thought Gini Wijnaldum wouldn't be a centre mid, and look, he become one of the most beloved Liverpool players of them all. Realistically, especially with him leaving now, of course. But one other thing that I wanted to say, or show you guys as well, before we did head off, or anything like that, anyway, because tonight is going to be a short stream, guys. There's only a few things around in the news, or there's some things getting repeated, that realistically today was going to be a day off, but with the news of Harry Wilson getting approached, and then of course Fabrizio Romano saying that there's going to be new contract talks as well, I thought why not, let's do it live for you guys tonight. And realistically as well, get your thoughts and opinions, so please leave them in the comment section down below. And this was so close to being the thumbnail and the title, I'm not even lying with that. If I can quickly get it up on screen, anyway, and that is of course Mr. Kylian Mbappe, this reporter that apparently works in Italy, works mainly on Italian football, saying that confirmation coming in, Liverpool is seriously interested in Kylian Mbappe. The English club is ready to offer a monstrous salary to convince the French player. Operation is more than 100 million euros with PSG. Now, yesterday, it did get linked, or something come out yesterday about apparently Kylian Mbappe has now rejected another PSG contract extension, and we'll have a look now towards the end of the season to weigh up his options for next season. Of course, he's out of contract next year. Could very well be a steal on a free. I say could because of course he could easily sign the new deal throughout the season. And I think of course the PSG president come out and said there's no chance in hell he's going to leave on a free, which means are they going to get rid of him in January? I don't think so, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. And it's interesting as well because of course today Manchester City is being linked with Jack Grealish now for £100 million, which would mean if you believe all the rumours and suggestions that is getting thrown around, Manchester City are about to spend £200 million on both Harry Kane and Jack Grealish, which would be outrageous. Yeah, I think to be fair, I think no one else can say anything else. It is outrageous money that is getting talked about and thrown around. And of course, we always look at it and go, oh, haha, Mbappe to Liverpool, or Haaland to Liverpool and things like this. But if this was true, and the likes of Harry Kane and and Jack Grealish was going to Manchester City, then Liverpool for me would have to, and I mean have to, back up big. That we would have to. Now, of course, Mbappe has come out and said that he wants to pick somewhere, or whatever decision he picks next, it needs to sound brilliant. It needs to sound like a project that he can get behind. He said it doesn't matter if it's a big club or an elite club or a big club. He wants to listen to a project that he knows is going to be good. Now, whether or not if PSG is that, or Liverpool or Real Madrid, I think it's definitely going to be one of the three teams. He's either going to sign a brand new contract, he's either going to go Madrid, or he's going to go to Liverpool. I think that's plain and simple. Because Jurgen likes him. Of course, Jurgen tried to sign him in 2016, and of course he signed for PSG then. And I think it is interesting that if Liverpool don't sign a striker or sign a forward this summer, I think then that answers the question that Liverpool are looking at Mbappe, in my opinion, anyway. But of course, take my opinion with a massive pinch of salt, because could literally say this next week you could sign a new deal for PSG. That's how football works, realistically. Helen says, if France get knocked out, we will bid for Mbappe. I'd love that, Liz. I'm not going to lie. Hope France win it, Helen. Jade says, if Mbappe does go, though, Helen, we've got no one to replace him. I don't think we've got Mbappe yet, Jade, to be fair. Me too, Arthur says, Helen, anyway. But it is an interesting one, guys, isn't it? You know, realistically, leave in the chat as well if you're watching on repeat anyway. You know, could you see Mbappe to Liverpool? You know, if next season he doesn't sign that new contract and doesn't, you know, commit his future towards PSG, could you think that Liverpool could save, and you know, with us getting rid of dead wood in terms of salaries, you know, do you think Mbappe could be possible? I think, of course, anything's you know, possible in football, but it just is going to be very, very interesting, isn't it? You know, maybe Nike, you know, could help with the situation. You know, of course, us having, you know, the brand new Nike deal, and you know, us being apparently a top tier club that Nike view very highly. So you know, of course, Adidas, you know, nearly paid for Lionel Messi, you know, to go to Bayern Munich. Anyway, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be very, very interesting. I think Liverpool have already, you know, I think people to say, oh, we've to look at, you know, people that is like 20 million, 30 million, which we do. You know, we turn, you know, nobodies into somebody's. You know, we turn, you know, decent players into phenomenal players. But I think Liverpool, especially last season, I think we broke that model with Thiago coming in. You know, Thiago arguably was the best midfielder in world football. I certainly thought he was. And I think he can be next season. But I think Liverpool broke the model so well last year that, you know, this year or next year, sorry, I should say, it could be done again. Realistically, it could be done if Liverpool really want to commit towards him. But it's all ifs and buts and babies, isn't it? Realistically, Arthur says, could we afford his wages, Connor? I don't know. Probably not, I would say. You know, Helen said, but probably not. Arthur, it is probably not. But it's always nice to think and anyway. But you know, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because I think it is a very interesting topic, especially if Liverpool don't sign a player next season anyway. But, you know, before we do head off as well, let's go down memory lane as well. If I can quickly get up, you know, the tweets that, you know, today, of course, we circled this morning, you know, speaking about it. If you guys aren't following on Twitter, then please go over to Twitter and follow us on there. You know, remind yourself when we go live or post a video as well. But let me scroll down to the tweet that I tweeted this morning, and of course, you know, you can see there 1 year ago today, Liverpool Football Club were crowned Premier League champions. Yes, it has been an entire year since Liverpool were crowned Premier League champions, and it feels like a lifetime ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course, we did a video straight after. Of course, Chelsea beat Manchester. Oh, and there's me clicking the refresh page. You know, straight up, you know, we come on as soon as Chelsea beat Manchester City, and it was confirmed Liverpool were Premier League champions. It was myself, Doug, and Jack, like it was last night on the channel, and it was just phenomenal, wasn't it? You know, being finally crowned Premier League champions. You know, as you can see, you know, there we go. I couldn't find my bearings then. As you can see, there, you know, Liverpool Premier League champions, and for me, it's just been. It was so remarkable, wasn't it? Just winning, of course, the first league title. It was, you know, sad in some sense because, of course, we didn't really get to celebrate properly. You know, winning the league, of course, you know, I think many of us, you know, we did celebrate in our own little way, but we never were able to come together and celebrate and have our parade. You know, and have that as well. You know, hopefully next season, of course, we will hopefully do that, you know, with us, you know, coming back stronger and coming back and winning the Premier League title next year. Fingers crossed in that situation anyway. And for me, it is just going to be nice for Liverpool to be competitive again. I'm very confident Liverpool can be competitive next season. With Kanate and whoever we sign, if we sign Neuhaus, Basuma, Malen, Mbappe, I'm very, very confident that Liverpool can compete next season. And everyone's like, oh, without Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool aren't anything, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, just underestimate us. Just please, please do it. They did it, towards March time, and thought that we couldn't get top four. We ended up finishing third. And I think we did show a real intentment that, we've had a real struggle this season, and last season now, but we can still come back fighting. And I think that's what Liverpool are going to do next season. And I just hope that we can. And I put fingers crossed and cherry on top that Liverpool can compete next season for the Premier League title anyway. But let's read a few more comments before we do head off for tonight. Shay going Mbappe 2021, change it, Shay, to Mbappe 22. Anyway, Cedric says happy days. Arthur says I would be good, Mark, but wages, mate. Yeah, exactly. It's all wages. Would it be a coup if Mbappe turned up? Extremely crowd. Yeah, it would be nice if he turned up to Kirby. Just got his pen and just signed the dotted line. It would Helen wearing the new Liverpool home kit. Yeah, to be fantastic. Last season was a wake up call for everyone. Yeah, it was 1000%. It was. To be fair, Mark there with the Twitch link. Twitch.tv/the Cup Council. If you want to follow us on Twitch, then please go and do it, because I have finally figured out how to do it and that. So it'll be fingers crossed that maybe we might do a couple of just streams over there. Sometime maybe we might do watch alongs over there this season. I'm looking to do more. Like I said to you guys, I don't want to kind of repeat the transfer news, but sadly, there is nothing else really to talk about at the moment, Liverpool-wise, until, of course, the Euros finish. It is just practically transfer after transfer after transfer. I would like to, talk about the Reds themselves, but, unfortunately, Liverpool are currently off season, and we are currently watching the Euros, and that, of course, Wales play tomorrow with the Euros, so fingers crossed we can win that, or win against Denmark anyway. Of course, if we won the Euros, it'd be absolutely fantastic, but hopefully we can beat Denmark tomorrow. Last season was a wake-up call for everyone, like we already read. I'm watching the Ant-Man and multitasking between Connor and Dave LFC chats. Well, thank you, Helen, for that. I do very much appreciate that. Of course, Arthur says third with inquiries at Connor, amazing season at the end. Yeah, exactly. It was 22 centre-back pairings, and Liverpool finished third. And then people calling us the worst champions ever, just sod off, just genuinely sod off, because I can't be asked for people like that that are like, oh, Liverpool the worst champions ever. It's like, yeah, you have 22 centre-back pairings, and then figure out where you are at the end. I don't think you could do what Jurgen Klopp did towards the end of the season anyway. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for everyone that has tuned in to tonight's show. Sorry if it has been a bit short. The final comment, Shay says, let me click on it. Finally getting my first COVID vaccine next week. Fantastic news, Shay. Hopefully you are okay afterwards. I had mine 3 weeks ago, I think it was, or 4 weeks ago. And I'm not kidding you, the day after, I felt like crap. But it is fully worth it, and fingers crossed, we can all get back to normality as soon as possible. Anyway, but like I said to everyone, please hit that subscribe button as well. We're so close to 500 subscribers. If everyone in the chat and watching on repeat could do me the massive favor, please share out the video, please share out the channel as well. Make sure that we do get over there. Of course, we're trying to hit 1K. Hopefully we'll do it before the end of the season. That's what I'm hoping for now, is to get over 1K before the end of the season. It's highly unlikely, but if we can do it, it'd be very much appreciated as always. But of course, guys, please take care. with everything, and please stay safe, because the world is a very, very weird place, of course. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and I will see you